My name is David Hillman. I lecture on Shakespeare and Renaissance culture at the University of Cambridge, and I also direct studies at King's College in Cambridge. Welcome to my exp. What interested Shakespeare is a kind of fantasy of the body, a kind of imagination of what is inside the body. Now this has historical determinants, concomitants in the Renaissance. What Hamlet imagines is that there is something inside the body that is beyond access to anyone else but him. He says, "These are but the trappings and the suits of woe, but I have that within which passes show." These are actions that a man might play, these external things, these imagined ways of mourning for a father, putting on black weeds, shedding tears, and so on. But I have that within which passes show. Now that within which passes show is a very good definition of what is inaccessible to knowledge, and especially to knowledge of other people. So that there is a relationship between knowledge and embodiment here, which is, I think, paradigmatic. Skepticism about others, about who they are really, is a skepticism about what is going on inside them. They can reveal all sorts of things on the outside, but there can be no proof that those things are the same on the inside. So one's gestures of love or admiration or disgust or whatever they are can be always performed. They are actions that a man might play. So that line can make us realize that Shakespeare was clearly interested in the relationship between what can be performed, what can be simply external, and what is internal, partly because he was a man of the stage. Actors can have one thing going on inside and a different thing going on outside, and yet can they really? So the question he is asking is partly about whether there needs to be a disconnection between inside and outside. Whether the idea of an inside of the body which is hidden is a kind of fudging, a kind of cover story for a refusal to accept the other, to acknowledge the other as simply revealing what they want to reveal, and that should be good enough in a sense. So that there's a relationship between acknowledgement of the other and knowledge of the other, which plays out through the body. And Hamlet is a character who is very skeptical, who is constantly trying to prove things about others. He puts on the play about Claudius to catch the conscience of the king. He says, "I'll tent him to the quick." I'll tent him to the quick means I will probe him. A tent is a surgical instrument. To the quick, to the center of his body, to the heart of him. Hamlet idealizes the inside of the body. And this is part of his problem. He doesn't trust. So this leads us into psychoanalytic areas of thinking about trust and autonomy and a relationship to otherness. Shakespeare does think rather differently about men's and women's bodies, not so much in terms of what is actually there inside the body, as in terms of the skepticism about the body. His skeptics, and these are very embodied skeptics, are almost all male. So we can think of Leontes, Hamlet, Othello, Iago. These are all characters who doubt that the interior of the other's body expresses or is expressed accurately, truly by the exterior. He thinks of this skeptical attitude as primarily a masculine attitude, and he thinks of the addressee of this attitude, the victim, we could say, as primarily female. So Desdemona or Hermione or Ophelia or Cressida, these are the characters who are mistrusted by the male characters, who want to get beyond the apparent exterior and to know more about the interior of the woman's body.